Welcome back to another episode of Notes of Success. I'm your host, Steve Reynoso, and tonight we have a very special guest. In my opinion, this is my Hall of Fame of guests. This is my number one guest to have, and it's my father, the host and the owner of LPM Radio. He's taught me almost everything I could know about production, broadcasting, radio. I love the man, and I think he's a well of knowledge, and I'm excited to sit down and ask him some questions. And I'm excited for you guys to see what he has to offer and what he's done throughout his life. So I'll give him a second to introduce himself, tell him a little bit of what he does for work, and then what he also does on his free time.
Oh, after that introduction, I feel like I don't. People are gonna expecting another person. Nah, it's me, Herbert Reynoso. I'm a Steve father. I'm a CEO of Media Group LPM. It's not only LPM radio; it's Media Group LPM because it's more than one radio station. We have 8 radio stations through now, and probably it's gonna grow up. It's coming more.
Wow. So talk about a little bit about those 8 radio stations. Where did that idea come from? Let's talk about the first radio station, LPM.
Yeah, let's start off at the beginning. So I used to be the DJ, and I used to play. This is like a time ago. Let's say like 10 years ago. DJs going through the internet, going to the web page, and they play music, and people is listening. And I used to play music for 2 web page. One of them was Locanayas. This is one of my really start on Locanaya with this guy Canaya Mayor. This is a Spanish name. I believe it or not, the name starts with K. So I started doing show on Friday on Bonch Urbano. No, it's not Bonch Urbano. It's, I remember my friend is Yauri, and then I used to play like a DJ. He's the one who gave me the opportunity to be in that website, playing it every Friday. And then after that, I came to be Canaya. And for some reason, I don't want to discuss it in here. Uh, I remember I was working out of the city. So one of the DJ had some problem with the owner, and it's a young kid. And believe it or not, that young kid right now, his name is DJ Garcia, and he work right now for one of the biggest radio station here in the United States. Is La Mega. He's a DJ right now over there. The name is DJ J Garcia. So his mother called Herbert. I don't know. I mean, they don't call me Herbert because I have 3 different names. They call me Nana. I'm gonna explain later how this name coming from. So he go, oh Nana, I don't know. We have to do something because Garcia is always doing show every Saturday or every Sunday, and then right now I think he's doing. I don't know. He's sad. He's home. He's lazy. Yes, okay, let me see what I can do when I go back to New York because, like I told you before, I was out of the city. Let me see what I can do. But I remember it was like a probably Monday or Tuesday. I was on a training from my company. I work for Ecola, so I was doing a training, and like the day when I came back was Saturday, and she's I don't know how she's find out I'm back. And she just called me next second. I get head home. Oh, what you gonna do, Nana? We're gonna do this. Let me see. Sky, that's his name. Let me see what I can do, Sky, because right now I don't know. I don't want to keep doing this, but oh, you have to do something. Become my son. Become my son. So she was like at the point when I say, ah, let me do something because I don't want that kid be in the street. Or I don't want that kid be doing stupid things just because I don't want to. And I spoke to one of my friends, brother, and his name it's a DJ name, Lele Tunes. So I said, "Tum, what do you think if we open a web page and you can do it like a show like I used to do it before? Because oh, I don't know, it's up to you. You're gonna have to pay to buy a, a website." And then he started to explain. I said, "You know what? Let's do something when they just can play music and people can see it. That's it." So he started doing this like a 1 week later. He said, "Okay, Herbert, have everything ready. Let's see what we can do." And then I don't want to mention a name because this is gonna go crazy. Probably gonna forget some name. People's gonna get mad on me. So they start coming. All those DJ from the other web page, all of them, they quit the position and come back to be part of LPN. So what happened is, when I see that all DJs coming, I remember one of the DJs, special DJs. Well, it's like my son. Is the DJ Kun. This is he was a part of the administration of the LPN. Kun and Lilitun was part of the administration. Those two kids. But I have so many DJ. They very important for what are they doing? What have they been doing for this 10 years already? Because we've been doing this for 10 years. So that's the way we started. We started like a web page doing live show with different DJ. And I have DJ for Brahms, I have DJ from Manhattan, I have DJ on DR, Santiago, in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. This is city name is Santiago. And I have DJ for everywhere. We have about, at that time, like about 30 DJs, and we start doing show. And one day Lele come to me and say, "Why you don't do the radio station?" And what I mean radio station? Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? What we can do? And I say, you know what? I just opened a radio station when we used to be Los Canallas. So that radio station belong to you because you pay for everything. So let's take a bath and let's. I say, I don't. You don't think so? This is too much. Like be doing radio and stuff. I love music. Believe it or not, I love music. This has been my life. This is being part of my life forever. So Lele was telling me, "What? Let's do it." I said, "All right, let's try in a radio station." And you're not gonna believe it. At that time when we started, I used to do playlists to put music together for 24 hours because I had no idea how the radio station worked. So what I used to do, I just have a playlist and play for 24 hours. And Lele is the guy who do the connection to he open an account and tune in. He do almost everything, every single like no electronic stuff because the electronic stuff I always do it, but all those like website,
Web development,
the exactly
software.
the software, everything was he was in charge. So after 1 year, I was like, damn, this is too much. And then we started another business. The name of that business was LPN Remix. I don't know if you guys know, but the music the DJ played is different than the music um, regular people play. Why? Because we know, I say we, and I'm not DJ no more. We normally play 80 music. 80 music is ready. They have like a start to that way you can mix the music because right now the DJ they are not mixing. They used to do blending. Like when the song is coming, the next song you have the intro so you can play with the next with the song is playing, and you can even feel it when the song. I mean when the song change. So we have LPN remix, and we have LPN remix for almost 3 years. So we have LPN, we have the radio station, and we have LPN remix. So we finished the business with LPN remix because Lele has moved out of the city, and then I was by myself. I can handle because we have to put music it's almost every day, every week. I'm sorry. So said, you know what? Let me just stay with the radio station. Let me stay with LPN radio, and this is the way LPN radio started.
Yeah, I remember starting off, and you had me editing a bunch of music, and I would sit home on the weekends for hours just uploading music. Upload. It was an everyday task. Like, I don't think you guys understand how hard, especially if at that point we didn't know much about it, what was going on. We were uploading playlists and song by song, checking every song. It would take hours and hours on end every day. So that really shows me, like, I saw the love you have for music, but I want you to explain for the listeners, where did your love for music begin?
Ooh, I can say since I was born. I think I born from. I want to be a, I don't know, probably no musician, no artist, because it's not my bad. I love music. I think my since my first day of life. Like I remember I was I mean I don't remember, but my mom used to say like, oh, this when he was a little kid, he always have a radio. He always playing music. He always listening music, and I think I love music since I born.
Can you give the listeners a chance to know where were you actually born? Because I think once they hear that, they'll get a chance to know it was part of your culture growing up. It's involved in everything we do as people. But where were you born?
I born in a beautiful city on Dominican Republic, and the name is Barahona. This is the most beautiful city. People, I know you're gonna hate me, but this is the most beautiful city. A lot of playas, a lot of playas and rivers. So the lot of beaches, I think what I say like is there is so many beaches in Dominican Republic, but that part of the country, not so many people know about it. So I think this is the good point right now. But that's a beautiful city for me. I left my city when I was like a young guy, about 18 or 20 years old. I finished high school on Barahona, and then I moved to the capital, Santo Domingo.
Was it hard for you to make that move at such a young age?
Actually, uh, I don't think so, because when you young, you always want to leave home. I think every single young young people want to move out, because we expecting another thing. We expecting different life. We expecting like a nobody gonna ask me for nothing. Nobody gonna say you need to be here this hour. Nobody. It's no question about it. You can do whatever you want when you live by yourself. But it's so different. But I was excited to move out, especially when I moved from my city to the capital, to the Santo Domingo, and I thought I was ground man already, but it's no, it's hard, it's difficult. But yes, I was excited, but I'm not afraid.
When did you make the transition over from the Dominican Republic over here to the United States?
Wow, like I always live by music. I'm an engineer, and I graduated one of the college. This we call it the university on Dominican Republic is APET. That's the name. And I used to play music on Dominican Republic. So, and I have like a mobile discotheque. It's like a mobile. I don't know if you guys know about it, but on Dominican Republic, when you have the election for president or whatever, we this is a party 24/7. I used to be one of those guys who play music in the street, and the mobile, and that mobile, the name was Music Party. Believe it or not, I used to have like a hundreds and hundreds of CD, and not everyone has CD. And those times, most people have the regular level disc, no CD. So I was one of those guys who had CD and who play music. So during the times when I was working, I have my regular job and I was doing DJ. Young guy making a lot of money as DJ and making a little money working hard in a company, and I decide, you know what? Are you gonna I'm gonna take this serious. I'm gonna be DJ, and I think I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna forget about electronic. I'm gonna forget about every all those, and then I'm gonna get my career doing DJ. I thought it was a good idea, but I wasn't. Why? Why? Because remember, this is temporary. This is only probably a year, and then after a year, everything gone. No, stop making the type of money I used to make. I'm not talking to you about 80s, 80 or early 90. I used to make 1,000 pesos, Dominican pesos, 1,000 every day.
Wow.
every single day. And I thought, I'm a rich. So after that, I leave my job and I start doing DJ. That's go down. And I say, I gotta do next move, and I don't want to go back to my job. But I went back to my job,
Mhm.
and I met a person. His name is he's died already. Is Max Mongi. So Max Mongi asked me to come with me, and we're gonna go to different country, and we're gonna be working electronic. This is a special this is a special machines, and I used to fix those machine. He say, come with me, and we're gonna go to different country fixing the machine. So when I went with him to Puerto Rico, I go with him to different country, and one day I came to this country and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay here.
So,
That was different time.
where did you fly in originally? What was the first state you came to?
The first state when I fly, I think was Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I went to Puerto Rico for. This is funny. I love to use uh, Timberland. I don't know if you know what is Timberland. It's like a boots.
Yeah, we're I mean we're from New York area, so anyone from New York, you guys know the Tims. It's getting cold outside. The Tims are coming out this time of year.
So Timberland, when I got to imagine, I coming from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico, and I remember I was working for almost a month, and when I see those, I think they pay me like $1,000, something like that, a week. No, I think like $1,000. I think it was a month. Somebody take me to the mall. When I went to the mall and I see this big store full of boots, and all I see, oh my God, like 20 different colors. And I say, you know what? Let me go check the price. Probably they cheap. Yeah, that was cheap. There was $20. And I went, what? $20? You know what I did? I bought five. And
Wow.
you know what happened? That that was in Timberland. I bought those Payless.
It was the pay.
When I got Dominican Republic and I was wearing those boots, imagining, I'm not gonna say just imagine. Imagine is the temperature is in 90 degree and those was plastic books. So I remember that some since I mean like at the first day. So I decided to move to New York. I told my wife, you know, uh, you never been born, you haven't born yet, so there was no one of you guys have been born. So I said, you know what, I'm moving to New York. What do you think? And she always following me, and she just we just have the other kid, Herbert, and he born here too. So she came here. She born it's Herbert born here, and then she went back, and then we coming back together, and then that's where we started.
So how I want to highlight a little bit. How hard was that for you to start moving around?
Oh,
Because I understand moving from city to city inside of like your own country, but now you're talking about flying all over different countries, and now you're talking about bringing kids into the world. How was it being in New York without your family around, without anybody you know around, and just kind of like starting your own life?
yeah, actually, um, I have family here when I came. I remember there was my aunt, and I really have family here. But that was a big decision. And believe it or not, probably the first 2 months or the first 3 months, I want to go back. But after be crying for days and days, I say one day, you know what? I'm here. I don't gonna go back. Whatever happens is gonna happen here, and I'm gonna stay here. And let's try to build my family here. I think, believe it or not, this is a country opportunity. There is so many opportunities. Then you have your choice. You choose what you do. If you wanna do good things, you do good things. If you don't wanna do it, so is I always say here is a lot of whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's a much what you want to do. Then you decide what to do.
So I want to highlight a little bit on that. When you were like questioning to go back or not. That was like a hard obstacle for you. I could only imagine the obstacles you've gone through. I mean, I saw a bunch of them just building the studio in the past 10 years, what we've gone through in this. But how was it like starting off, like coming to New York and not really having an idea of what to do, just having a dream and just having to go for it? What was the hardest obstacle you had to overcome at first when you first got here?
Actually, I don't even have a dream. But I think the hardest part was when I decided to come. Is I was a professional on Dominican Republic. I was an engineer in Dominican Republic, and when I came here the first time, my first job was mechanic. I was working as mechanic in a mechanic shop. Duran is like my father. We brother and father. He's my brother and my father. He's the first person who's given me the opportunity to be working because Pedrito take me one day to the shop. Pedrito is a brother in love, and he take me to the that shop one day, and I fixed some. I remember. I think I fixed the door. I think it was the motor. So I fixed something in the shop, and then he said, "Oh, this guy is good. The guy he know electronic, And then Pedrito started telling what I do, what he student. It was, you know what? You and I work here. What are you gonna do? He said, mechanic. Mechanic. Oh, so I started doing mechanic in Duran. But again, the music. 6 months later, I decided to open inside the Duran place. Not 6 months later, I think it was later, like probably 1 or 2 years later. I decided to open my own shop, but I don't do mechanic. I was doing electrical job for car, like a radio, alarm, music, fixing electric problem. So I went back to the music, and when I was happy because I was doing installing radio, installing speaker, like I don't know, the music is always like following me.
Yeah, I still remember like being up late night. I think till 3 a.m. one night installing the subwoofer I have in the car right now. I mean, I remember those late nights of being in the mechanic shop, wiring everything together. But the best feeling was like after a whole day's work or maybe even 2 days work because something messed up. Like hearing those speakers finally ring, having the radio, everything connect. It was one of the best feelings on earth.
Yeah, yeah. I remember too. And then after do that, I remember I opened my own shop, and I think it was one of the biggest shop in the Bronx. That was located on Webster Avenue, Webster and one between 194th and 195th Street. So I have a big shop for years over there, and always doing music, always close to the music.
How come you moved away from that shop? What ended up happening with the shop?
Uh, the owner of the building, I remember I have a 20-year lease, and after I opened the shop, like a 5 or 6 year later, the owner of the building, he owned money to the city, and then one day the marshal came, he closed the door, closed everything, and closed the business.
Wow, that's insane. I actually remember like you're definitely not gonna remember this, but I did, and probably Herbert might. But I remember you brought us around when you first opened up that shop, and it was because you had a cinder block. Like imagine a full cement wall. It was probably like I want to say let's say 20 feet by 50, and you had a guy come in the whole day, and he was just breaking that wall because you guys were gonna make it into a window shop and he spent the whole day busting his butt, breaking his back, breaking the cinder block wall. And I think you paid him like $500 at the end of the day. And then the very next morning, another man came in, and he came in with a piece of paper, and he said, "Sign here, sign here." And you said, "Okay." And then you had to pay him $1,500, or I think it
More,
made more than that, a few
yeah.
$1,000s. And all he had to do was come in and sign a slip, and it was just because he was engineer. And I remember you telling me like that's the importance of education in this country, the difference of like being educated or continuing your education and not because in my opinion and in your opinion too, that guy breaking down the cinder block wall obviously had a harder job and he had like his body is torn up. Maybe after one day, 1 week of doing it, you could do it. But 1 year, two, 10 years, they add up and your body takes a toll on them. So I never forgot when you told us like school's important because of this and you showed us in the monetary fashion too as well. That was actually cool growing up.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. I remember. That wasn't in Webster. That was on Third Avenue. That's my second business. That was on Third Avenue, and I remember I want to do like a front store, and that guy was like I still say, that guy was with the hammer, with the special tool, breaking the concrete, and that guy been there, and I paid that guy $200, $150 every day, and I been for probably about 2 weeks. So it's $150 each day. But the engineer who signed all the paperwork, who did the design, everything, he charged me like a 5 grand, and he make that like in 10 minutes. He just came to my store, take a picture, show me paper, sign over there, 5 grand. I remember that.
Yeah. So, how come you've always been a businessman? You're talking about opening up this business, this business. What has your drive? Like, why didn't you say, "All right, I'm gonna come to this country and just get another degree and then just continue working"? What made you come and say, "All right"? You said you had no dreams, but what made you actually just go dream? Because a lot of people have dreams and don't even open up their first business, don't take the risk of failing.
Yeah, what I think is when I got to this country, I think I have the opportunity to go to school and finish uh, whatever I started in Dominican Republic. But at that moment, this is something is really, really dangerous, and I know happened to so many people. When you start to make money, and you start making money doing whatever job you guys doing, you don't care about go to school. You don't care about get a degree because you say, okay, I'm making money right now. I don't need to make a degree. And if I go to for my degree, probably gonna have to be 8 hours every day in the school, and then I can't make money, and I have a wife and I have a key. So I say, so I have to look for money, and I have to pay for all. I mean all the expenses, and I know in the school I don't gonna make it, so I need to work. So I take my decision. Let me keep doing what I'm doing, and that's why I decide to start working and not go to back to school. But it's just, but I think one of the point is this: when you start see money for any job and you're in the school, I think this is not good.
So, what made you first initially want to take that risk of opening up your business and just say, "All right, I'm gonna go for it"? You said it's the families. Obviously, you kind of had your back against the corner, but even some people, when they have their back against the corner, they give up. What makes you not give up every time, even if you fail? What makes you get up the next day and say, "I'm gonna keep going after it"?
I think if you don't fail, you don't. I mean, you need to like you have to take decision. And I'm the type of person when I say, I know it's not going good, but I gonna try next. I always say I'm gonna try next to see what happen. I would like to die empty. I don't want to die full of ideas or things I want to do. I don't do it. So I would like to die empty. Whatever I think is gonna work, I gonna do it. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I've seen you actually grow it. So let's transition back into a little bit of LPM and explain for them, where did the idea of 8 radio stations come from? Because I know you got a chance to explain a little bit of how the first radio station started, but we talked about how we could barely manage that, and now 10 years later, we're at the point where we're managing 8, and then we're actually adding a ninth that they don't know about coming very soon. But how do you get there? How does it go from 1 to 8?
Yeah, like I told you before, when I started, that was difficult to be handled 24 hours because I have to be every single night after get back when I get back to home from work. I have to work for 5 or 6 hours, making my playlist so they sound different than today. I met a DJ. His name is Nono. He asked me, "How you handle the radio station?" I explained to him, "Oh, what I'm doing is it's a playlist, and I have." They said, "No, no, 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 no. There is a software they can handle automatic. The only thing you need to do is just change the software every week." So yes, the software. Yeah. Then he showed me the software, and I start using the software 10 to Nono, and I see how this going, how this I mean the LPN was making, and I decided to, you know what, I'm gonna open a radio station. Now it's easier because we have people working. For example, we have and I want to congratulation to William Pichardo. He's the person in charge of the all those radio stations. He's the one in charge of the music. And I have all the DJs, all the good DJs doing music and playing shows and every single day. Especially this guy from Saturday. Those guys from Saturday, I'm sorry I'm gonna mention names, but I have to. DJ Mambo Swing, they have a show like from 6 to 8. I would like you guys can have it sometime and check the show. DJ Mambo Swing, and then after that is coming DJ Aria, and then DJ Power. Those guys from Saturday, Mambito used to play too on Saturday, but those guys from Saturday, they keep the radio station really busy during Saturday, and it has so many more DJ. But that's one of the be on Saturdays. So those DJ is the one to always keep the flame live because I don't want to lie. Sometimes you feel down, like oh my God, so many. I've been so many times here. I've been spending a lot of money, and I don't see like this is going up. But I'm saying, say, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep whatever happen is gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna try to keep doing my whatever having my
Yeah, now you have me to take over for you, and now you could kind of like go on the back end because
and
now,
relax.
yeah, some well deserved relaxing because, I mean, you've taught me everything now. I know how to handle all the boards, I know how to handle everything, all the ads. By the way, if you guys want any promos up on LPM Radio, hit me up through Steve Reynoso at lpm.com, lpmradio.com. You guys could feel free to email me, contact me if you want to throw up any ads on LPM Radio or any other of the radio stations. But or if you want to contact me for any live shows or any connections or any questions, honestly, I've learned a lot over these past few years and just building this with my dad. So I'm never afraid to share that information because one of the things I do take away from my dad is that every time you learn something, you always want to teach somebody else. You don't want to just hold it all in. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy like that bad cousin when you go over your cousin's house and you're asking to play with a toy and don't share. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy sharing. Like, if you have some knowledge, if you have some wisdom, if you have some way to help somebody, like always do it. It's always gonna be better in the end of the day. And like, I don't know, it's just better off for the world, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's good. Then we can offer the opportunity. You rent this space too for whatever you want to do, like a podcast or whatever. So contact Steve Reynoso at lpnradio.com so you can have those extras information. There is so many people right now working with us and doing helping with the business. This is the most important.
How do you think it how do you think building the business around the family has been like? Because I'll say one thing, like I've worked at a private tax firm, so I've seen what a like conglomerate can look like, a bigger business where like people are more numbers than a name compared to a family business where I feel like it's just us involved and only people we love and really care about the station and care about what's happening are involved. How important do you think that family aspect to the business is?
Yeah, the family is the first thing. If the family is getting involved in your business, you're gonna be good. So and I know the difference when the family is involved and when the family is not involved because you can feel the difference. And I think this is like a big blessing when you have your family supporting you, doing what you want to do, supporting you, your ideas, supporting you. What you even if they don't like it what you're doing or if they don't believe what you're doing, but they keep supporting you. This is the most important when the family become part of the business.
So, what would you say to for the people out there that maybe their families aren't supporting them, but they have a big idea and they want to go for it? What would you suggest for those people?
The first thing I'm gonna suggest is the people who have the idea just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Soon or later, your family is gonna follow you. But if you are the one who have the idea, you don't do it, then who's gonna follow you? So you need to do it. I always said this: the first step don't take you when you want to be, but it's gonna take out where you are right now.
Yeah, and I think honestly that's really important because even for me, I've seen it for myself. when it came to starting things, I sometimes I would blame my friends like, "Oh guys, we got to get started. Like guys, we got to do this. This is a great idea. This is a great idea. This that." But instead of like being the person that says, "Oh, wow, we should have did that. Like we had the opportunity." Why not just be the person that goes after the dream and starts everything and be the person inspiring everybody around you to kind of be great? Cuz I think that's really cool like because I remember a few years ago when you first started this and we were going around like to weddings and like DJing and connecting the laptop to online and it was a webcam or somebody else holding the webcam and me carrying like a 50-pound speaker. Like, I know nobody really believed in you back then other than other than me carrying the speaker, you know. So it's insane how far it's all come.
Yeah, I know it's hard when you start a business. I know it's hard when you start no business. When you start any type of idea, people don't gonna believe you. People don't gonna it's gonna think probably this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just wasting money. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to these people. Just do what you need to do. Go ahead. Whatever you have in mind, go ahead and do it. And don't worry. Those people who was talking before, they was the person who's gonna be following you and supporting you.
So you spoke a little bit earlier about when you first came to the country, you didn't have any dreams, but maybe now, what are your dreams now? Is it going
This
on a
is my
beach?
dream. This is my dream right here. This is my really my dream. Uh, there is so many funny stories, but this is my dream, and I think is going in the real good way, especially now, and the Steve is part of this, and I think for next year we're gonna be in the top of so different than what we are right now, and we are very important a media group.
How important has been building the network over the past few years? Because I don't think the people have gotten a chance to hear that. I think one of the coolest things, and like I even take for granted, is the amount of people you know and the amount of people in the industry over the years we've gotten to know and you've gotten to introduce me to. Because every time you're like, hey, this is my buddy, and it's like, okay, this buddy, he's at the top of the food chain at whatever he's doing. You know what I mean? Regardless if it's engineer, plumbing, like you always know the top of the top. How do you get to that?
I think this is part of this type of business. You get in contact with so many people, you meet so many people, and let me tell you this, probably I don't go to so many. I mean, there is so many party, there is so many type of meeting and stuff. I don't really like to go, or I don't go, but I know all those person. I'm still all those guys.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I know my dad, and like on weekends now, we're usually just home in the studio working, and like I know if there's any events or parties, I'm the younger guy now, so I'm the one that has to step out. But now that you do say that, I remember it, like it used to be when we first started, constantly having to be at a wedding party, constantly having to be at another party, like just getting the LPM name out, getting people to know what we're about and what we were doing.
Yeah. So, yeah, this type of business gonna you're gonna have to be in the field. You're gonna have to be meeting people. You're gonna have to be doing party. You're gonna have to be doing show. You're gonna have to be all those all those invitation. And I know I always say I go, I never go, but I'm still doing contact with the person. I'm still doing. I met so many important peoples in this business, and you don't gonna believe like how many people I can meet after I have the radio station.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things that the listeners might not know, it's like you're not only meeting these people, it's not like a network connection on LinkedIn or something like just a handshake. A lot of these people are your friends and good friends, like people you could text at any point. Because now that I'm way more involved, I'm constantly on WhatsApp contacting everybody, and it's hilarious because it's just like I don't even know how many people on the back end. It's editors, publishers, wherever. Like anything you need, you could reach out and get to them. And everybody loves you. It's like, oh, I love your dad. You know what I mean? And all this work we've done before, I always hear great things about you.
Yeah, thank God they love me. You know when you I remember like about five or 6 years ago, I think 5 or 6. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm not sure about the time. But somebody came to this radio station and he tried to buy it for little money, the radio station. I mean, that not little money, it was a good money. And I asked to one of my friends, his name is Vidal Cedeño. He's a big guy here on in this business. And he said, Herbert, it's up to you. If you need that money, you can take it. But remember, you selling your dream. And I was like, damn, I want the money, but I don't want to sell my dream. It was, it's up to you. You're thinking about it. Don't give any answer today. Wait for a couple of days, and I decide, you know what? I'm gonna sell it. No, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, but you don't making money. I'm gonna make money someday. Don't worry about it. Sometime I'm making money, and thank God I didn't sell it.
Yeah, because now we're at a much better point where we're
Yeah,
just having fun with it, and I feel like the money's slowly coming in, but at a large amount. I mean, that's one thing I've definitely learned from you, that it's definitely not always about money. And one thing, I mean, everybody in their lives will learn is sometimes you'll have money, sometimes the money will be there, and sometimes the money won't be there. But what can always be there is your happiness. You're the one that decides, am I going to be happy today or not? So you can't let money come and decide, like, oh, I'm going to be sad and this. No, like, just go chase your dreams and go be happy, whatever it is. Like, don't worry about money because it's not always going to be there. And if it's not your main focus, it will come.
exactly. Yeah, you gotta chase your dream, but if you have the money in right here, just thinking about money, you're not gonna be successful. No, you won't. You need to focus on what you're doing. You need to focus and always do what you love to do, and chase for whatever you want to do, and the money is gonna come.
What would you tell people that are in a position that they might not have money at all, but they want to chase their dreams? What would the advice you give them be?
What I can tell is the money doesn't sit. That's what I can say. The money doesn't sit. So the money is you create your money here, and then you have to make it real. But if you always waiting to have money to do something, you never ever gonna do it.
Yeah, we actually had one of those conversations in our kitchen one day, which I remember getting all fired up and giving you a handshake and shaking you because we were speaking and it was something like it's actually the equipment we're looking at right now. We're just like oh, maybe we're not gonna have the money. We were planning it out for months ahead of a time. Like I was stuck in my head like, oh, we're not gonna have the money for this or that. And he looked me in the eye and he was like, listen, I don't care if we're not gonna have the money or whatever. At the end of the month, I'm buying it and I'm getting the money. Like you can't give yourself an option that it's not gonna happen. He looked at me and he said, the only option we have is to get this equipment by the end of the month and get the money. And when you have that mindset of that's your only option to go after it and get it, I think it kind of like it lights a fire under your butt one, but it boxes you in. You have no other option. Go get that money, you know?
Yeah, exactly that. Every people happen. I mean, every people be in this situation. Sometimes you say, okay, I need this type of money. But if you stall, oh, I don't gonna get it. I don't gonna make it. I don't gonna find it. You don't gonna find it. That's what you're telling yourself. We are computer. If you have a programming in your mind, I don't gonna get it. I don't gonna make it. You don't gonna get it. You don't gonna make it. This is what you're doing. This is what you're expecting. But as you say, yes, I'm gonna get it. Yes, I'm gonna make it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. You gonna do it. That's all depend on you.
Yeah, and I agree 100% because I even remember when the first podcast I recorded, I was gonna be like, "Oh, it's not perfect, this or that." I never think anything's perfect, and like maybe a lot of you guys out there think so too. We're our hardest critique, so when we do something, we like to think it's not perfect, it's not the best. But guess what? Everyone else's work is not perfect, and not everyone else started off perfect. You know what I mean? You have to give yourself some leniency, and you have to give yourself some room to grow. Like you're working hard on it every day. You're working after your goals every day. You're going to get there. You know what I mean? Just keep striving for it and keep going for it. Don't let anybody tell you anything. And just be happy as you're doing it too. Like enjoy the journey is one of the best things I probably heard you say is like enjoy the process, because we're not always going to have this moment. This very moment might change tomorrow, you know what I mean? And when you're at the end of the journey, you might be like, wow, this moment was the one you wish to be back to. You know what I mean? Everybody always says, oh, I wish I could go back 5 years ago, 10 years
No.
ago. You can't go back. You know what I mean? So you just got to enjoy the moment we're having right now and just be present and be happy, guys.
Yeah, that's what you need to be. You need to be on time for yourself. You have to try to. It's like it's 24 hours every day, and you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So whatever you're doing now, or whatever what you're watching this, just make sure you're doing what you want to do, what you love to do, and don't be what another people say you are. Be yourself. Like fight for yourself, and don't worry about what other people are, what another people say about you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because if it's really hard to make happy every single people you know. Every people think different about you, then you're gonna go crazy trying to be that person. Don't try to be the person that they say you are. Just be yourself. That's what I can.
100%. And I kind of want to go back a little bit to where you said it's never going to be the perfect time. Like, if you want to start something, it's never going to be the perfect time. Especially, like, everyone always looks for the excuses. And when I say everyone, I'm including myself, because I could only kind of speak for myself. But you look for the excuses like, oh, I don't have enough money, or oh, I don't have enough time, or oh, I don't have enough this. There's always excuses on why not to start. And you're never going to have the perfect time on why not to start. But the best advice that I got from my dad was just start. It's never going to be the best time. Start. Today is the best time, actually. You got to switch your whole mindset around. Like, you're thinking of it completely the wrong way if you think it's never going to be the best time. Like, today is your time, because we're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Like it's exactly like you say. I mean, I'm 100% agree. If you always waiting, okay, I wanna buy this, and then if you always waiting for them, and this is gonna sound weird, but if you always waiting to have the money to buy something, you're never gonna buy it. Never ever. You have to fire to get that money, and then you say, you know what, I'm gonna buy this charger. But when I have $20, I'm gonna buy it. That $20 never is gonna you never gonna have those $20. Say, I'm gonna fight for $20, I'm gonna lose my $20 and I'm gonna buy this tomorrow or next month or whatever. So just plan what you want to do. Don't go crazy because you have to plan what you want to do. I'm not telling you go crazy. If you don't know how to drive a car, don't sit in the driver's seat. Sit in the passenger side and learn how to drive, and then you go ahead. I'm not asking you to go crazy and do stupid things. No, just make sure what you want, prepare for what you want, and then go ahead and do it. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's about calculated risk. Like even if you do have a dream and you want to go after it, making those calculated risks, saying, okay, maybe I barely have any money and I want to dream of being a content creator. I have $4,000 on my credit card. Okay, maybe I'll take the risk and put 500 towards a camera, mic, or any equipment, and I'll owe that 500. But that's a calculated risk. You know, you got a little higher credit limit, some room to breathe, and now you're like, okay, I need to go out and get the 500. But now that I have the camera, I could make the 500 back with the camera.
Exactly. So yeah, just I mean, put numbers together and put yourself where you want to be and fight for that position and fight for what you want. Don't go home and sit every day and waiting something happen. Don't wait something different happen tomorrow. Doing every day what you're doing. If you don't do anything different, tomorrow is gonna happen the same thing happened today. So just fight for what you want. Just go and chase whatever you want to do. And once again, don't listen to nobody when they say no. When they say no, that is crazy. No, this is no good idea. Just try it. You don't wanna lose nothing.
So I want to ask you, what it is one of the biggest risks you had to take, not only in music, but maybe just in your in career or entrepreneurship.
Move to the United States. That's a huge risk. I was living in Dominican Republic and good economic position. I decided, you know what, I need to do something. I can I have to do something, and I be thinking that like for 1 year, and then next year say, I'm moving tomorrow.
So how come you felt like you need to do something? Did you just feel like
I
trapped? Or
was feeling trapped doing the same thing every day for nothing. That's what it is. I said, I'm gonna be here in the next 50 years. I'm gonna be doing the same thing, working in a company, coming every day 6 a.m. and go home night at 10 p.m.
and you said you were making good money at that
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah. I was making good money. Oh yeah, for my age, yes.
And some people are happy. I mean, we see it every day. Like some people just go to work in the morning, come back, and they're happy with it. How come you think you weren't happy with it? Like you can't just be stuck in the same place, you know?
That's what I'm saying. It all depends what you want to do. If you're gonna be stuck in the same place, if you wanna be, I mean, if you don't think in the future, what's gonna happen when you get old? What's gonna happen in the next 10 years? I'm gonna be working in this company for 10 more years, making $20 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever it is. And if you feel comfortable being, I mean, just sleeping in your life is up to you. But I don't. I think everyone has the opportunity to do or build whatever they want to build or whatever they want to do, and everyone have the opportunity to do it. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. Even though like for myself, I could say it's been inspiring. Like at your age, you've built a whole business. At the point where like most people are retiring and just laying away at bed, you're just like, all right, no, I'm gonna build a business. I'm gonna start up a whole different venture, and I'm just gonna keep on doing it. Like I'm not just gonna stop, you know? Like I never seen you stop, which has been cool cuz even like you've seen me stop and you've seen me give up sometimes, but then you wake me back up. You're like, "All right, what are you doing? Let's wake up." You know what I mean? That's the cool part to like kind of have you as an inspiration cuz even if you don't say it, I see it in your actions. Like, "All right, how's my dad have double the age, you know what I mean? Double the age. I've seen your shoulders hurt. I've seen shoulder surgery, knee surgery. Like, I know your body hurts because my knees hurt. So, so I'm like, how is this guy doing it every day, going to work for all these hours, and then coming back to work again, pretty much for all these hours, sleep 4 hours a night, and do it all again, and do it all again. You know what I mean? It's inspiring for me to see for sure.
This is how this life it is. This is how this work. You go tomorrow to the doctor and you have a blood test, and the test they say you have any terminal, let's say, just to say the name, you have SIDA, AIDS,
Hmm.
anything. Let's go more simple. Oh, you got the flu. That's the test is telling you. When you come out from the doctor, you're gonna be feeling like you really have the flu. Even if you, when you get to the doctor, you wasn't feeling anything. But if the doctor telling you you got a flu, you're gonna come from the doctor office. You're gonna get home drinking pills, taking stuff for flu, and you don't have anything. That was just mistake from the doctor. So this is the power of your mind. If it's some people you trust telling you you sick, you're gonna get sick. That's you have to try to control yourself when you say it's not what he says, it's what I say, and this is what's gonna happen. It's not what other people says is gonna happen. It's what I'm saying is gonna happen on me, and I am not the person who you believe I am, and I am who I know who I am. So that's the power is right here. That's what I think. The power is right here. If you decide to do it, it's like if you go deep into the water, let's say for 30 seconds, 1 minute. There is people who goes for 1 minute, 30 seconds into the water. What is the first thing you do when you come out of the water?
Take a deep breath. You over here, like
That's the way you have to live every day. Take deep breath on your life. Always fight for what you want. Thinking you are in the deep water and you come out of the water, so you need to breathe. That's what you have to do every day. Just deep breath.
wow. I like that one. Take a big risk. You know what I mean? Just wake up every day like wanting more. Like one thing I've learned, and one thing you probably even seen in the past few months, is like the little things add up every day. So you're either gonna, the opportunities are always gonna be there and they're always gonna arise. The only difference between you taking advantage of the opportunity, it's gonna show if you're ready for it or not. So what you got to do is every day you wake up, prepare for that opportunity, prepare to be ready for your dream, regardless of what the dream is. If it's to be a bakery owner, you better be baking every day to make sure those treats you're making are the best treats in the world. You know what I mean? Because when that opportunity comes to somebody taste your treat, and it might be somebody investing in your business, you never know. And like, if you're like, oh, I want to be a baker, but I baked 3 months ago, 6 months ago, like, how do you really want to be a baker? You know what I mean? Like, people can't say like, oh, I want to be healthy without every day like making the proper decision to be healthy. I have this dream. Like, you got to realize the small things you do every day add up, and it's going to show. And even if it doesn't show tomorrow, it's going to show down the line, a year, two, three down the line.
Exactly. So the opportunity is always there. The opportunity is always gonna be there. The only thing is you need to be ready for the opportunity. Because if you're sleeping when the opportunity comes, then you're not gonna see it. So the opportunity is always there, but you need to be ready. Uh, this lady, young lady, when Selena died and she passed away, so many people think, oh, she's lucky. What's the name? That was the who do the Selena movie, the Puerto Rican girl.
Yeah, I forgot the.
So, so many people tell, oh, she's lucky. She's lucky. She just have this part on the movie. She's lucky. She's not. She was not lucky. She was working for her whole life at that moment, expecting something is gonna happen, and she get ready for that, and she was ready at that moment. So this is when I call lucky. You're lucky when you're ready, waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's funny you say that because I see a lot of people, even some people have told me like, oh, you're lucky for having your dad like be the guy who he is and build the radio station. But sometimes I'm like, you know, I'm lucky. I was up at 3 a.m. like I couldn't sleep some nights. I'm like, this guy's crazy. Get me. They don't like sometimes like on the outside looking in, like people always say like you're lucky for this, you're lucky for that, but people don't know what's really going on and inside, or like the hard work that was put in day out, day in or day out. You know what I mean? Because like now people see this studio and they say, "Wow, you got a big studio. That's sick. It's beautiful." But they didn't see it on day one, like I said, when it was just the DJ and the laptop and it wasn't a studio or it wasn't a window or visor. It was just the IKEA chairs, or we had the $25 IKEA chairs, and that was all we could
Yeah,
afford at the time.
yeah. I remember when I bought those those plastic shirt. So this is what it is. People who doesn't know the process is gonna call you lucky. So simple as that. People who don't know the process, he's gonna call you, this guy's lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky because you don't know the process. But if you know the process, that guy worked so hard to get whatever he is right now, and that's the difference. So that's what you need to do every day. Work hard and chase whatever you planning to be or whatever you planning to do. Just do it. I don't gonna get tired to be they'll be telling you just go ahead and do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be late. The day is today. You watching this video for some reason, so just go and start it right now, doing whatever you want to do. Don't stop the video yet. Let him finish and then go forward, whatever you want to be.
Thank you guys for watching. This was an amazing episode. I had an amazing experience being able to sit down with my dad and to chat with him a little bit more about things we might not be able to chat about over dinner or something like that. I want to thank you guys for listening. If you guys liked the episode, make sure you guys share, like it, and subscribe.